We're back again. So for the past month we've been saying that we're gonna test.
We lied.
The truth
No, we
is the truth is we failed our test before we even started doing it. We went twice to try and sign up for the test. This is how you guys can clearly see that we're new at this. So we went twice and the tests were fully booked right away, within like a couple hours from opening the sign-ups. But we're gonna test next week. Well, for us it's this Friday, for you guys it's next week.
For real this time.
Yeah,
like,
for real this time.
Pinky swear.
So this is our preliminary moves in the field this Friday. And ice dance we're gonna test in 2 weeks when our coach is here.
So there's that, and we're gonna go skate now, and we'll take you with us this time. Get ready. We've been experimenting with our practices and how it's best to structure our time. So we wanted to share how we do it because we figured it works best for us. So hopefully it helps you too.
So during the week leading up to the test, we decided to split our practice in 3.
And before any of them, before we even warm up, we would just stroke around a couple laps and run our entire moves in the field test from the beginning to the end. Because when you do tests, you don't really have that much time to warm up. And it's also very helpful with just confidence, because if we can do it without a warm-up, we can definitely do it with. We got this idea actually from one of the figure skating Facebook groups, and it's been working for us amazingly.
Okay, so now this is out of the way. We ran the test once, so we're gonna warm up now and start our practice.
For the warm-up itself, we generally do a bunch of different edges, forward and back, inside and outside edges. We do alternating crossovers, and we do some movements that will be part of our next test that is coming after this one. We do the power 3 turns, we do alternating mohawks and all of that stuff, so that by the time we start working on it for the test, we're already familiar with the movement.
Okay, I'm warm already. Normally when I start sweating, it means it's time to do the actual practice. Are you warm?
I'm warm.
So once we're done with the warm-up, we go to our second part of the practice where we focused on the moves in the field tests, and we try to fix every little mistake, so we just keep running over and over again until we feel like it's ready for us to move on.
Once we feel good about everything in our current test, we move on to the next level test that we're not ready for yet, but that we have started working on already, so that we can keep progressing.
Okay, so this is the big challenge, and this is why we're still not doing the second test, the preliminary test.
Nope, the 3 turns is why.
Yeah, the inside edges, spirals are really hard for me. She's way better than me, but this is what we're working on mainly for the second test. This is why we struggle the most. Once I get this right, this will for sure be in one of our progress videos. I'm so bad at it.
Alright, this is like our 3rd time trying this one, so don't judge.
So these are the elements that our coach already showed us. It's still a struggle. Most of them we only did like 2 or 3 times, yeah, so we're still not good at them. but we want to keep practicing them, and hopefully once we're done with these tests, then we are ready to start working on these movements, and hopefully it's easier by then. So this took about 2/3 of our practice. Now that we're also getting closer to testing ice dancing, we stopped practicing without the music and we only practice with music. The thing that we're trying to do is we always try to run each dance until the end without failing at least once before we move on.
We're testing the Dutch Waltz, Canasta Tango, and Rhythm Blues. And as you guys have seen, we've been at it for a fair bit of time. We haven't had an opportunity though to really run them with the music because they don't let us play our music at the rink, and we didn't have any kind of headphones that we could use. So finally we bit the bullet and invested in
some earphones.
Yeah, in cheap little earplugs. So now we have the opportunity in this past week to really drill it, and let me tell you, ice dancing feels so much better when done to music. We feel inspired and we feel really motivated to do some bigger movements, to put more energy in our dance, to really move around. So I feel like the music really helps. I don't know if you guys have the same experience, but we totally loving it.
It's more epic.
More epic. Feel very professional.
So next week the plan is to switch it up. Once we're done with the moves in the field tests, we want to do the first 2/3 of the practice with ice dances, and the last third we're gonna start working, like we said, on the second moves in the field tests.
As for our free skate, for this time as we're preparing for the test, we kind of pretty much abandoned it for the most part. So we don't work on our jumps and our spins as much as we probably should. But we don't want to miss out on it completely. We don't want to lose all the progress that we've made. So we usually go about 3 to 4 days. And one of them, we're making sure to dedicate some time to still try our jumps that we already know and try the spins that we already know at least a couple times, just so that we kind of know they're still there.
This is something we've been feeling, that when we don't practice a certain element as much, then we feel like we kind of like start getting worse a little bit. So we want to make sure we at least have one run that we can focus on it, so we at least don't get worse. And once we're done with the test, then we can go back to focusing on that too. So this is what works for us. Hopefully it was helpful. And don't forget to subscribe, guys. We'll have more videos every week. See you next week.